Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Conversation Coach English podcast, where we help you learn English through fun and engaging conversations. I'm your host, Jenna, and today we have a very special guest joining us all the way from India. Please welcome Maya. Hi, Maya.
Hi, Jenna. Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be here.
We're thrilled to have you. So, Maya, why don't you start by telling us a bit about yourself? And don't leave out the juicy details.
Sure. I'm Maya and I'm originally from Mumbai, India. I work as a software engineer and in my free time, I love watching movies and shows. Oh, and I have a bit of a sweet tooth.
Who doesn't love sweets? Mumbai sounds fascinating. For our listeners who may not be familiar, can you describe what it's like living in Mumbai?
Of course, Mumbai is a bustling metropolis with a mix of modern and traditional cultures. There's always something happening here, from festivals to street performances, and let's not forget the Bollywood movies.
Wow, it sounds amazing. Bollywood and street food, sign me up. Now, let's dive into today's topic. We're going to talk about travel and cultural differences. Maya, as someone who's traveled a lot, what are some of the biggest cultural differences you've noticed between India and other countries you've visited?
That's a great question. One of the biggest differences is the concept of time. In India, time can be more flexible and fluid, whereas in places like US or Europe, the punctuality is very important. Another difference is the level of formality in communication. In India, we often use titles and respectful language, especially with elders. Whereas in some Western countries, the communication can be more casual. Like in India, calling your boss by their first name might be a bit too friendly.
That's interesting. Speaking of communication, let's practice some useful English phrases related to travel. Maya, can you help us with that?
Absolutely. One useful phrase is, can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? It's very handy when you're in a new place and your stomach is growling.
Haha, good point. Listeners, repeat after me. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? Perfect. Maya, do you have another phrase?
Yes. Another important phrase is, how do I get to a particular destination? For example, how do I get to the train station? Or how do I get to the hotel? Because getting lost is only fun in movies.
Excellent. Repeat after me, everyone. How do I get to the train station? Wonderful. These phrases will definitely come in handy when you're traveling. Now, let's switch gears a bit. Maya, what advice would you give to someone who is learning English as a second language?
My advice would be to practice as much as you can. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are just steps to learning. Speak with native speakers whenever possible, watch movies or shows, and try to immerse yourself in the language. Also, be patient with yourself. Learning a new language takes time and effort. And maybe a few facepalm moments.
That's fantastic advice, Maya. Thank you. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick cultural exchange. How about you teach us a simple phrase in Hindi?
Sure, a very useful phrase is dhanyavad, which means thank you.
Great. Listeners, repeat after me. Dhanyavad. Excellent. Thank you so much, Maya, for sharing your experiences and insights with us today. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, Jenna. It was great to be here. And dhanyavad to all the listeners. Keep learning.
And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the Conversation Coach English podcast for more fun episodes. Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and maybe grab a samosa or two. Bye for now.